Hi everyone, welcome to Boba's biology class. Today we'll be looking at classification of living things. We all know living things are things that have life in them. Today we want to look at how living things are being classified. We have lots of living things in our surroundings everywhere. They need to be classified for us to be able to study them. And that leads us to a branch of biology called taxonomy. What is taxonomy? Taxonomy is a branch of biology that deals with the naming, describing, and classifying living organisms into groups. This word taxonomy was coined from two Greek words, which are taxis and nomos. Taxis meaning arrangement, nomos meaning law. This was introduced by a Swedish scientist Carl Linnaeus, referred to as Carl Linnaeus, the father of modern taxonomy. Why classify living organisms? 1. To make the study of living organisms easier. To arrange them in orderly manner. To show relationships among organisms. And to avoid confusion in naming. To avoid it. Now, hierarchy of taxonomy classification. As you can see here, we have the hierarchy from kingdom to phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. As you can see, the arrow is showing you that the larger above, then it decreases as it comes down. I have an acrotix here that helps students to remember the hierarchy of taxonomy. Using the first alphabet of each hierarchy, K, P, C, O, F, G, S. I use Ken Paul comes over for green salad. Ken Paul comes over for green salad. The largest group is the kingdom, and the smallest is the species. Species are the smallest units, and it consists of organisms that can interbreed and produce fertile offspring. For example, species of human, any species of human worldwide can interbreed and reproduce. We do not expect man, for example, to interbreed with dog. It's not possible due to the chromosomes difference. For reproduction to take place, chromosomes must pair correctly during fertilization. Imagine man has 46 chromosomes and dog, for example, 78 chromosomes. So they are very, very impossible to come together for interbreeding. And so we said species, like I said, smallest unit. Each of these hierarchy, starting from the species upward, shows closely related features. I'll quickly make use of the culture and tribe to explain this hierarchy. Okay, I'm making use of Yoruba. So just as we have the KPCOFGS, we have Yoruba as the kingdom, state, local government, community, family, parents, and an individual. For example, the tribe Yoruba is a very large tribe. We are using this to represent kingdom. There are many people that come together to make up that Yoruba tribe. Now, in this same Yoruba tribe, we have many states that are also Yoruba people. You and I believe with me that the culture or the practices at Ondo State, for example, is different from Ibadan in terms of language, in terms of choice of food. Although Yoruba has a general acceptable culture, however, each state have their own uniqueness. And that is where the closest relation in terms of species comes in. And so Yoruba at large has their culture. Coming down to state, each state has its uniqueness. In each state, we also have different kinds of local governments. This local government area, let's represent it as class. They also have their uniqueness. From the local government in each state, we have the community. This community can represent order. What is practiced in my own community, even in the same local government, is different from another thing practiced in another community. And that brings the uniqueness. Coming downward, we have the family. Okay, the family, I also use it as family, even in the hierarchy. What is acceptable in my own family may not be acceptable in your own family, even when we are of the same tribe. And the genus, we use that to represent parents coming together, and then the uniqueness, you. So now, what am I trying to say? Species are closely related. We have uniqueness in a family, that when you see this person, maybe the resemblance among siblings, you will not say because you are all Yoruba will not resemble each other. Okay? There are differences between people, between individuals. There are differences among families. So family A, Yoruba, family B, another Yoruba, cannot look alike. Likewise, every other tribe. All right. Having said that, we look at binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature is a systematic system of giving a specific name to an organism. Having classified organisms under taxonomy, then science went further to give binomial nomenclature. It's just like you christening a baby. And so, this binomial nomenclature is given based on two rules, which is generic and specific name. The generic name is the one that shows the genus, tells us the genus the organism belongs to, and the specific name shows the species the organism belongs to. The simple rules to this are that firstly, while writing these names, the first name, which is the generic name, must begin with a capital letter, while the specific name, being the second name, begins with a small alphabet. Okay? As you can see here, we have human, for example. Human belongs to the genus Homo, and species Sapiens. And so both names are used to name human being. And so we call human Homo sapiens. While writing this, it should be written and underlined separately. That is, if it is handwritten. And then we have maize as Z maize. As you can see here, also written separately and underlined separately. In our next class, we'll be picking each of the hierarchies. Feel free to ask your questions, feel free to comment, and please do like and share this video. Thanks. See you in the next class. Bye.